Brought to you by Penguin.
Before We Was We, written and read by Mike Barson, Mark Bedford, Chris Foreman, Graham Mcpherson, Lee Thompson, Cathal Smyth and Daniel Woodgate. Chapter 1, 1970.
Are you sitting comfortably? Then I'll begin. Lee. In 1970, I would have been living on the Holly Lodge estate in Highgate from day dot 67-68 when we moved to Holly Lodge. We were next door to Denyer House off the Highgate Road, but even in 1970 I used to spend more time meeting old pals at Denyer. I'd walk the distance, the mile and a half from Holly Lodge to Denyer House, because that's where our playground was, Tamoland. It was a big bombed-out place that the Jerrys done in the war, an old electrical plant, and they obviously had this place pinpointed. There were unexploded bombs found in the grounds there in the mid-70s. Back then it was corrugated iron up everywhere around it to stop us urchins playing there, dancing about on bucking unexploded bombs. That was sort of my hangout. Funnily enough, the Kinks did a video there for Dead End Street down the alleyway underneath the tunnel carrying a coffin. It wasn't the coffin that carried him off, it was the coffin that carried him off in. Past Denyer House in 66. They would have been walking past my place when I was about 8 or 9, and I'd never heard of them. They filmed a bit down there in Little Green Street, in these little houses. The doors were only about 4 foot high, because the houses are so old and people were shorter then. My earliest memory of taking something that wasn't mine was a lollipop in the old corner shop down Highgate Road. My mum and dad asked me where I got the money for it, and I told them that I pinched it from the corner sweet shop. They made me go back there and tell the shopkeeper, who was a sort of overgrown Benny Hill-looking fella. He said, "Good for being honest. There you go, have it back." Why did I do it? I don't know. What makes you turn into a dishonest person? I suppose some people see how far they can push it. My mum was the complete opposite. She could not stand anything like that. She came from a very straight family that was extremely straight and honest. Dad was into warehouses and safe cracking and parcels, as they called it, finding the keys to a lorry normally, round about Christmas with all the electrical goods and cigarettes and alcohol on, which is normally an inside job half the time. He had a lot of friends that came round who looked like the type of you wouldn't want to meet down a dark alley. I didn't really see much of him. I can count on my fingers the sort of things he taught us. Do it at night, do it alone, son. That was one of the things. Don't get caught. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't be careful, watch out. That sort of old cliche. He was away quite a lot. The main memories I have of him were going away at Christmas, Easter and summer holidays to Great Yarmouth, where all his family lived, or swimming, or the cinema, or going to visit him in Parkhurst. My mum would say, "If anyone asked you, say your dad's working on the oil rigs, earning good money." "What, with Jelliganite?" "Oh, he was on the oil rigs. I swear, Your Honour. He was on the oil rigs. It was too embarrassing for her. If I came home with something to put on the table, she'd half say, 'You shouldn't be doing this. You'll end up like your dad.' But yeah, we'd have it for supper that evening. I was earning pocket money my way. I weren't going to sit on the corner begging. Mind you, I did dress up as Guy Fawkes once outside local sweet shop, Highgate Road. I was the only mug up for it, and I near enough got my foot burnt off. Someone went and set light to my shoes. Of course, you got the Guy Fawkes mask on, but I felt heat down below. I had plimsolls on, the smell of rubber. I looked down, next thing, I'm stamping my foot. I think we made sort of 5 or 6 shillings. My first court appearance was in the summer of 69 when I was 11. First burglary. A house set back off Highgate Road. That was just walking, literally, back when you could leave your front doors open. I went in and just stole some bits and bobs. I know there was some jewellery involved. Terrible. Probably some mothers, grandmothers, daughters. We got caught. My mate Bob Townsend and myself. We were picked up, put in a car, because I had a pocket full of...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?